you've joined us for an unboxing of Mortal Gods. So this is set in ancient Greece.
It is indeed, and it's by Footsore Miniatures. It still has the War Banner logo though, on there. If anyone didn't know what happened, Footsore had to change the name. War Banner no longer exists technically, but they still like to sell their old printed stuff on under War Banner until that's gone.
So these are the same guys that did the Roman.
Yeah, the Gangs of Rome. Yes, so that was a good game. We enjoyed that one.
We got Bird and Circuses as well, which we never did unbox.
But because we were playing Gangs of Rome from the other one and had enough stuff, we never unboxed it. Which something we might do this year. So,
yeah.
Right, so Mortal Gods. Now this, I'm told, is very much like, rules-wise, I've got a thing on that, we do. Test of Honour. Similar to Test of Honour, set in ancient Greece. So we have the rule book.
Reference
sheets, which are laminated. That's nice.
We have a pack of cards.
A pack of cards,
another pack of cards.
Another pack of cards.
Many dice.
Many dice. Pedals. Alright, cool. Then we have more dice.
And then we have
these are Victrix, I believe, models.
Yes.
So we have those there.
And then
we have here the
bases.
MDF bases. I think these are also rulers in here as well. Yeah, so we have the rulers, which are done as spears, two different types of spears in MDF. And then we have, not familiar with that, we have the bases, which are two parts. So we have these here and these bits here. So let's get these out. So there's two different types of three sort of person bases. So these are the bases for the model, these ones in the middle, and then these bits keep them together on the battlefield, and these bits go on the bottom to stop the model from falling through.
So we've got two different types of spear.
Yes. I think it was just have two different types of spear really, but they're both just measuring sticks. There we go. Cool. So yeah, so the base would consist of one of these, these, if we push these out, would be great, rather than, careful with that, I don't want to break this bit. Yeah, so that bit will be stuck onto there, like so, and then these will go onto the bottom of the models, and then they can just go back in there and the model fits in.
I see.
And then we do also have some bases as well. I think these are for characters.
Character models. Yeah.
That's as much as I know about the game, really, from looking at pictures. So what we have here is two things there. All these, I do know all these will need to come off. Let's see, is there anything in here? So there's a nice little map there for a start.
Persian Empire and
the Greek states.
Peloponnese.
Yeah. So this is, I think this is set, is it during the
Peloponnese War?
Yeah, it's mainly the battles between Sparta and Athens, but we have the other city-states in there as well. So it does give you a little bit of history at the beginning. Things that you'd need to play the game. We have the sticks of measurement, the pouch of secrets. We've got a couple of those already actually.
We have actually from Gangs of
War. So, but any sort of pouch or container where you can't see what you're pulling out of.
Game rounds.
Game rounds. So here's the rules. Brilliant. Okay, dice rolls. General rules. cards. So before we actually play again, I'm also going to read through all this. Just wondered if there was any guide on building the models or anything.
Yeah, on who gets what.
Yeah, basically that's what I was going to have a look for. I imagine the set's split.
I would think
as
so.
A two-player set.
Yeah.
Scenarios. That's it. So there's nothing there as such.
Okay.
Without reading deeper. But we do have these cards.
So.
I imagine these might reveal something. There's two.
Let me open these.
Oh yeah, it's a good idea to use those. The Matrix models as well. These look very straightforward to put together. Yeah, they're mostly together. They're mostly like body, so you're just adding on the arms,
And
spears, heads, shields, that kind of thing. It looks pretty straightforward. Two of those. And we have one of these. So there's two sprues like that, and there's these sprues as well. These are like peltists.
yeah, the guys with
Slingers, yeah.
slingers, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got some guys over there as well.
Or these. So these got different shaped shields on. I thought those two sprues were the same than that, aren't they? I think the bodies might be the same, but the shields are different. Interesting. Okay.
So that looks like the recruitment set, it says.
Recruitment. So
That's got recruitment set on it.
and what are those ones?
Gift set.
Gift set. I think what we need to do is have a read of the book and come back and see if we can figure out what we're meant to do with all this stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll be back in 1 second, guys. Okay guys, so we've had a read of the rules briefly, just have a look. And what it is basically with the cards, much like Test of Honour, you use the cards to determine what your force is going to be. And that's also what will go on the different kinds of bases. As this is the main game, there's enough models in here basically to make 2 small forces. With some of them you'd have to turn into heroes. You get to choose what you want to do with that, really, based on the cards that you've got. So you could use whichever model parts to represent whatever models you wanted. It's the cards that would determine what they actually did in combat. So if you've got a card, just as an example, yeah. So this is who are these guys? The spending. I can't.
Do you want another one?
Give me something I can pronounce. Actually, it's good as an example. Actually, right. The Toxotai. Right. So I got another range one. So these guys, exactly the same points costs, 32. Exactly the same bases. They go on the big round bases. So that represents one of those. There'll be some that are just like single dots. There we go. Hoplites. I know how to say that. This one, obviously 45 points. These ones are going to go on these bases. It's these triangular bases that you can turn to phalanxes as well. This also denotes here that they are companions. And this denotes what armour they have. These two have no armour, these guys have got heavy armour. It affects their movement and defences later on. Then down here you have all the stats and everything, so movement, attack, defence. I think that's wounds, resistance, or whatever they want to use for that. I think that might be bravery at the end, I'm not sure. And the gifts that they have are underneath. We'll get into what all those do when we actually play a game. But for now, basically, to make a force, what we need to know is the points cost and how many points we're working to. It says in the book that there's enough to make 2 forces, and obviously we have single bases as well, So there's a few of these size single bases and a few larger ones, which I imagine is for your heroes to go on. But we don't just have this box, we also have the Athens and Sparta boxes. And as that's where our forces will be beginning, rather than do them in a separate video and show them separately, we'll unbox these there as well. Because all these models from the main set will just be used to augment the forces from these sets, to be honest. So all these are just going to be reinforcements. Our leaders for our armies, at any rate, are in these ones. So if you didn't want Athens and Sparta, you could just buy the main box set and then make whatever city-state you wanted. Or if you wanted to play the Persians, I believe you can also do that as well. But we'll start with Athens. Athens. These are going to be my guys. I will be representing Athens, and democracy, and the way of the free, and not building an Athenian empire whatsoever.
Okay.
Yes. Because as the Athens, we know they were about freedom and equality, and it wasn't the fact that only 25% of the population could actually vote. No, it wasn't that.
No, okay.
And it wasn't they were trying to build an empire on the secret.
No, what, using the Delian League, by any chance? And should you leave the Delian League, then it was very, very hard to leave, and we're probably going to come after you.
But no matter how corrupt it actually was, it didn't work. The fact is that it was Athens that started off democracy.
And you have the Owl of Athena as well.
Oh, Athena, I actually really like the symbol of the owl. So in this one, this is the Mortal Gods Athens, still got the War Banner logo on, still Victrix, but it also comes with parts to make them specifically Athenian.
Boo.
Yay. Here we go. So this is the contents of the box. Let's get it open.
Does it come with the Acropolis and everything?
Yes, there is an Acropolis in here and everything. So I can proper lord it over you. So we have a book, which is a good start, with some more blurb in here. Never Ending War, so we have some more backstory. I was hoping, what else we got in here? So this is all history, with some Athenian special rules, so this will be interesting. Again, we'll get into this a bit more when we actually play the game.
Boo.
Yeah, so here we go. So Andronicus, the defender of Athens.
Boo.
And Panatelion, the marine hero. So let's see what on the box to go with this. We have
Squishy Athenians.
We have some more models though. We have some inspired leader cards.
Didn't need to be inspired.
We have more bases. We have Athenian shields. And I think we've got something we'll open out in a second. Is that everything? Got some more dice. I think that's it. So we do have some more of the damage dice. We have some more of these Victrix plastics, which is good. And we have some Athenian, so this is these cards which you could open for me, great. And these is what makes it the flavour of Athena. Athens. I love these boxes, I can never open them.
Do you want me to open it?
Yes.
Yes.
Power of the gods! Come on Athena, help me. Oh, we go. See.
Athena Nike.
Athena. So we have the metal.
Oh, it says instantly rip these up. So I'm going to just rip these up.
So these are the metal things. I don't know how many these are. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully they're in threes. 3. These are all the same. I think they are all the same.
They are.
They should be anyway. Not the Greeks necessarily had all the same shields. We know they didn't.
No. But, depending what city-state you were fighting from.
There was like a general city-state one, and then because you had lots of little heroes as well, they all had different things too. Right. So we have.
Get these little metal bits, and then I can
How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 19 shields. So into 3s and then 1 for the hero probably.
Yeah.
Let's find out if he needs one or not.
Probably will do.
So what we have here is a couple of metal models. I would assume to represent the heroes. And yeah, so here we have our esteemed leader.
Yeah, I'm completely overwhelmed.
Are you?
I am. With the squishy Athenian hero.
Oh dear. So if we have a look at these, we have inspired leader, marine javelins, Athenian leadership, blessing of Athena, anchor shields, Poseidon's blessing. Ooh, okay.
Nice. I must admit, actually, the shields are really nice.
Interesting. So all these must be like gifts that you can give them. Then we have the blue hoplite Athenian cards. Cool. So this is what I'll be using to pick my army basically. Yeah. I was hoping that the leader would be in here.
Is he not?
He must be somewhere. But they're pretty much sort of like really tightly stuck together.
They are actually, I noticed that.
I think it's because it's almost like a static.
Yeah.
They've been
I must admit, the shields have a lot of detail on, including the back. Actually.
I do like how clear the shields are.
Yeah. I'll cut the bits and pieces off for you.
The flash.
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, I'm pretty impressed though with them actually.
Yeah.
No low cost. Chaos. No boss.
I thought there'd be a boss card, unless I've missed it. Which is quite possible.
It's not a named person, is it? Are they not named?
I thought they would be, because he's named in the book. I thought he'd just have a card. I thought wrong. Right. What we'll do is, this guy just needs a shield and a hand going on, and these guys just need some tidy up. They also have these spears. So, I'm going to clean these up and stick them together and we can have a look at the models on those. While at the same time I'll probably try and figure out what the heck's going on. So we'll see you in one moment. Hey guys, we're back. I have indeed managed to find the card I was looking for before. So we have Andronicus the Defender. There he is. The model for this guy, obviously got this, tidied him up a bit. So now it's just a case of sticking him together. And to do that, using some super glue. Well, what I've been doing, looking through this, Claire has been sticking the bases together there, just by using some PVA glue to stick the card onto the MDF. Look at this. Okay. Oops. I'll put a key on there quite quickly. Don't really want to. Again, it would rather stick to me. And they're quite small and quite fiddly as well. Which doesn't help.
Don't miss metal models.
No. I'm glad most of these are plastics.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll just make sure that's stuck on properly. Obviously, we used to stick a lot of metal models together. I used to have Activator, which helps no end in getting things stuck. The sword won't be as big a nightmare as sticking these spears on. So I'm sort of assuming that these metal guys, you can either use them as heroes or as just like leaders.
The what was the leader's called? Trying to think. Is it Palmakos or something? Palmarks. I'm just going from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The head honchos that I had to kill in the camp were like Palmarks or something. I think they were called Palmakos.
We get one of these funky looking shields.
Yeah, they are nice looking shields, I must admit.
Very nice. At this point, if you're doing this and you want to make it look really good, you might not want to stick the shield on. You might want to paint all the shields and models separate. Yeah. Yeah, won't stick to me. Even though there's no glue on that part of my finger.
It still wanted to stick.
Just the heat of my finger made it want to stick to me more than the model. Let's get that out of there. There we go. So we have my Athenian general there. And he will be going on one of these bigger bases. Let's just give him a second to set. And you can use super glue on MDF, but for sticking it into cardboard, it's probably better to do what Claire's doing there with the PVA. For sticking metal on that, super glue's fine. So we'll let that set there. These guys have exactly the same thing. We've got hands to stick on there for the spears. That one on there. And then obviously a shield off for the back of the hand. So that'll be the metal models. The plastic ones. These here. We do have a few options on here. There's a few different heads, a few different things on there. Obviously you've got shield on there as well, because you could use plastic shield if you wanted. So what I'm going to do is we'll get some parts off to make one of the groups. I'm trying to think which one to do. It's Athenian Marine Hoplites. Sounds good. So these are the Athenian Marine Hoplites. Definitely be having at least one group of these. So we'll get the parts off to build those. And then the rest of the army I'll probably build off camera. So we'll get these parts off and then we're back in a second. Right guys, so I think I've worked out what it is we have. Obviously Andronicus the leader. We have all the models within this set are on the triangular basis, so I've narrowed it down to those cards. We have the Athenian, I can't talk, the Athenian Peloponnesian. I don't know if that's correct how you say that. But these guys have basically shields and not much else in the way of armour, which is what's going on here. So if you have a look at this guy, he's wearing a toga, whatever it is. It's just a very slim garment. This guy is wearing full armour. And then we have 8 of these models which are also wearing armour, and we have 8 models which are wearing like garments. Mm-hmm. So the ones wearing the garments I believe will be the Peloponnesian. So we've got 3 units of those bad boys there. Okay, and then that leaves us with these guys. So these guys, I think they can either be Athenian Hoplites or Athenian Marine Hoplites. I don't think there's a difference visually because they both wear heavy armour, they both have spears, but obviously the Marines are slightly better. So those are the Marine cards, and those are the Athenian hoplite cards. So for this force, I will be building 3 sets of these guys and 3 sets of these guys, which is that. So 3 sets of 32 and 3 sets of 48.
Nice.
And then obviously led by Andronicus. So for these plastics, what we have first is we have 4 of these guys which have their arm attached, and 4 which do not. The 4 which do not, we have a shield arm. So I've just grabbed some shield arms. So the first thing I'm going to do is attach the shield arms on and in place, get them drying, because they're going to have a metal shield plunked on there, so I need to make sure that's up to the task. And then there's 8 sets of spear arms which we'll get off, and we need to have those on as well. So first off, it's the first time I tried to use this glue, the Games Workshop plastic glue on this plastic. I checked this before and it was falling. Don't tell me it's dried up. Oh man. Yeah, it's dried up.
Right.
Which is great stuff. Right, so yeah, so what I'm going to attach first is the arms to all these guys. So there'll be this arm going on there, which will hold the shield. And then we have 8 of these arms, are all different. These will be holding the spears. That'll go on the other side, and the other 4 will go on there. So I'll get the arms attached, and then I'll come back. Okay, so we're back. I've tidied them up a little bit. There's a lot of mold lines to tidy up. I still need to do some. Got some glue working now, so we should glue on these arms, hopefully. Still not tested it. Let's see if it will glue. I'm hoping it does. Sticks to me anyway, we know that. Okay, that seems to go on there. So, put the other ones in place. That one seems to glue on there. So,
Double sock. Because my feet are cold.
okay.
So I needed to double sock.
So everyone, that's where clothes been. Should be double socked. And then we've got it on there as well. Like so. So this glue does seem to want to stick. It's good. Which arm's that? That's another arm, isn't it? There we go. It's always good. There we go. So those are the 4 that need the shield arm going on. And the ones that have already got shield arms, we have various ways that they're holding spears. So all we need to do is attach these on. Yeah, try and get it in a slightly better position than that. So there we go. So you can see that he's going to be holding the spear, which we're going to have to glue the spear into place. And that's so I'm going to go ahead and continue doing this, pick some arms for these guys, attach them to these ones as well, and then we'll come back and we'll have a look at putting the spears in place. Okay, so I have these arms stuck on in various positions. So the next 2 things I'm going to do is I'm going to stick on these swords and scabbards. They're all going to go on where the where these 2 little lines meet, like they're holding on to something. I'm going to stick those on. I've got 4 almost like straight swords in scabbards and 4
They've got the Greek style.
The Greek style sort of handles and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll put them on. In addition, we'll put on the the spears themselves. Now hopefully these will go into the hands pretty well. We'll get them in position, and then I can move on to the heads. The only odd one really on the arms is that one where he's not really holding on to it, so I'll put that down so he can sort of be balanced next to his arm. And the spear should fit in like that, like he's holding it more casual. So we'll stick those spears and we'll stick the swords on, and then we'll come back. Okay, so we've attached the spears and we've attached the swords with the scabbards onto there. Last thing for the plastic is to attach the heads. There are very different heads, so you can position them how you want. One of them's got a bare head, and if you did want, there is an arm with a helmet on, but I've attached all the shield arms, so all these guys come with Athenian shields. So we'll attach on the heads. It's pretty straightforward again. These, as long as we've cut all the stuff off the sprue, there should be a flat head and a flat point there for it to attach, like so. Attach them on there. The next thing I'm going to do with these is super glue them onto their bases. The reason I'm going to do that first is because these tiny little bases that they're on are very small, and if I start attaching the shield on them at this point, they just fall over and probably fall off. So what I want to do is get a nice central spot there, and we'll attach him onto a base like so. As soon as that's set, start to move on to the shields. But I'll do this with the rest of the models, get them to this stage. I'll screw these guys onto the bases, and then we'll be back. Okay, so the last stage for these guys is to stick on the shields. So I'll have to use super glue for this because it is metal, and again, much like as before, this should stick on there. Some of these arms have got two extra little latches on from stick on. So get some super glue on there. I'm hoping now that they're stuck to the bases, should also support the weight of this shield as well. So I'll get that on there. May take a little bit longer because you're gluing metal to plastic. And again, if you've got some activator, this would speed the process up. I've also been told you can use like baking powder. I've actually tried that myself to glue to a model. I've used it on scenery and stuff. But there we go. So it should be pretty much on. So now just a case of adding on the other shields onto the rest of these marines, and then we'll come back. Okay guys, so we're back. Just show you these when they're dried. There you go. A couple of these I've used a bit of green stuff, mixed them, used tiny little dots of green stuff. It can, if you don't put it on right, it can make the overall join a wee bit weaker. If you put glue, green stuff and glue, generally there's enough hold there. You don't want to use a lot of it either, just a tiny little bit. And what I'll do is hold the shield in position. It allowed me to get a few better positions on the shield as well, otherwise they'd have been like in their faces constantly. So let's put this guy down a second. With this guy without the helmet, the shield was resting right on his face, so at least I've got a little bit of clearance there to actually get the brush in, paint his face a bit. And it looks a bit better than him having the shield like jammed into his eye, so that is slightly better. So the green stuff's helped me get a little bit of better position on those as well. There's no real difference in whether the ones with the arms on and ones with the arms stuck on. The ones with the arms that were stuck on have actually got like a strap in their hand. It actually gives you a bit more hold on the shield. So if anything, it's slightly better for positioning those shields on. So these shields are amazing by the way, I do really like them. And they do sell them separately on the website. So I reckon for my Athenian force, I'll just get a bunch more shields. And then anything that belongs to Athens that has a shield will have the Athens symbol. Unless I get some like really cheap mercenaries to go with the army or something, then they might not. Just as a bit of variance.
Yeah.
But for my Marines and my heavy hoplites and even the light hoplites, they're all going to have these Athens shields. Yeah. Right, so that's the Marines or heavy hoplites. They could be either. With them, I'll probably paint them all the same on their shields to give them some sort of like unity, like they're from the same ship. I think these guys served on the same ship, so they'll have the same shields. I might, with the other guys, put a bit of variation in there, more like their militia sort of kind of thing, so maybe if they haven't served together, slightly less unity between them. And that way, if I get some hoplites as well, I might be able to have the Marines look different on the battlefield. Essentially, they're armed the same. These guys then, so the next plastic models.
Yes.
We have slightly different setup for these, actually slightly easier.
Oops.
Yeah. They've all got mould lines that need taken off. But these guys essentially have the swords already attached. So they're wearing garments, they have one of the arms already on, the one holding the shield. So these are essentially 3-part models. So there's the, if you pass me one of the shields, sorry, one of the, not shields, spears. These have already got the hands on. At first I thought these were javelins, but they're not exactly the same as these. These are spears. So the spear will go in position, and then there'll be a head to go on, and then we'll attach the actual metal shield. So these are actually easier to go together, but they do have a lot of flash needs coming off. So essentially I'm not going to really show you how to put these together because it's basically glue on hand rather than glue on spear. So that needs to be a nice flat surface to key. Same with the head. We've just done the heads on these ones, so it's going to be the same. So what I'll do, I'll just rush through these, get these ready to go, glue them together and show you the finished product with these ones because this should be easier. And if there's any problems, I'll be back before then. Hey guys, so that is the Athenian force. My initial Athenian force finished. Obviously what I'll have to do is have a look at what came in the original core set. Let's see if I want to steal anything for the Athenian force. I like this guy actually.
No, he's cool.
I like the way that guy is.
Looks like he's going to lob that.
He's going to jab someone more. But yeah, there's quite a few variants on how they look. Again, I've used the green stuff to get the shields to stay in place and so forth. But if you do use that, make sure you put glue on both sides of the green stuff, otherwise you end up with it just falling off. So there we go. So that's my basic Athenian force. As I said at the beginning, that'll be 3 units of Marines, I think I'll count them as. But they could also be hoplites, Athenian hoplites. But I think it'll be 3 units of Marines at 38 points, obviously 3 units of the lighter ones. What were they called? I've forgotten on these cards. The Peloponnesian? Yeah. So they're like 210 points, isn't it? I've added it up right? No, I haven't, so I did it wrong. Yeah, so 240 points plus androgynous. What his name is? Andronica.
Androgynous. You can't even remember his name now. Is that?
One thing I did want to say is there is a spare plastic spear in the set.
Yeah.
So even though the box art has him with the spear on, and so does this, I've gone with the sword that you get with it. Doesn't make any difference to the rules because it doesn't matter what's on the model. They use the rules on the cards. But if you did want to have a spear, there was a spare spear in there for him. Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
That's
very
cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that.
I like them.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Right, so that's the Athenians. I can't put them on those bases just yet because they're still drying. With PVA glue, you best to leave it overnight. If you start sticking these in there, likely it is that PVA glue will stick to this. Then you'll have a struggle getting it out. So what we'll do is we'll just we'll leave them to dry. Those are the spare parts. Plenty of shields in there for like scenery and stuff. A few weapons. There's even a horn in there for a musician and
I
stuff.
think there's about 2 horns actually. There's a cloak in there and some banners.
There's also some plumes. I left them off because I've already got the two metal guys with the plumes are kind of like my de facto leaders of those units. I thought there'll be 2 units of 3 each. I think it's kind of so I thought I'll just leave the plumes off. This is for more swords, daggers type things. There's also some like little there's a cloak, which is cool for making a hero. If you wanted to make a hero out of any of this, but you don't have to build them like this. You could build them so you only had a couple of these, and you could have a couple of heroes. You can build them slightly differently. Unfortunately, there's nothing to build There's cards for the javelins and bows, but there's no corresponding weapons for those in this box. So you got I'd quite like some of those Athenian marines with bows. They could be pretty cool. But there isn't any. There is in the main set that we unboxed first some javelins and peltists kind of thing. So slingers. So there. That used to be put away safely. So what we'll do now is we'll take a look at the Spartan box.
Yay!
Okay, so Sparta now.
Sparta. So this is my box set.
My box.
Mine. Yay! That's the back.
Yeah, so it's like you get the same number of
guys and
so
everything.
Spartan heavy hoplites and 8 medium hoplites apparently, which was in here. And then the 19 spears.
Bombarder shields.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it should be pretty much the same, just the Spartan version.
Yeah. So hopefully I can get into this. So there's the
Sparta book. Some more information. And rules for the Spartans specifically at the back. Helot slingers and helot archers.
Oh, helot.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the ones that are the slaves that they go out and kill, isn't it? During the can't remember what it's called, when they're taken from the mothers at age 7. So.
I don't know who Sparta prays to, so I can't open that. So we have, I think that might be the same unarmoured hoplite spear as we've just done. And then I think this one is going to be different. The heads are definitely different. Pretty cool. This sprue is Spartans. Can't say anything other than sprue is Spartans. There's a cloak on there, oh, that's very nice. Sweet. So we have a whole bunch of the, is it, you said Lombarda on the back?
It's, yeah.
I'd call it a Delta, but I don't know.
I think it's Lombarda.
It's Spartan Lombarda. One there as well. So the dude, another dude. And I imagine this dude's your leader, is he?
Yeah. So there's a Cryptia, Lokargos.
Yeah.
That's one of the head ones. And then I've got Periokoi. The goat path.
The goat path. What?
Yeah. Promachos, so Spartan Cryptea, they're like the cream of the crop, if you will.
Are they?
Yeah. Cryptea, they were the highest rank ones. Then you've got Spartan Hoplites.
Elite Warriors, the Cryptea, yeah, there's rules in here for them.
Yeah, Spartan Hoplites. I'll sort these cards out and see what we've got here.
So we'll say we've got pretty much the same makeup though, so you're going to have light hoplites and heavy. So whatever you want to build them as. We'll get these cleaned up though and get ready to stick them together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got 18 shields here, plus there is a shield attached to that, so I think that's your 19 shields.
Yeah.
I thought you might have had an extra one when I saw that, but no, it's still 19 shields. You got your 3 guys, so your general is this guy.
Yep.
Quite a cool model as well. That's his sword there, which was attached to the back of him when it came through. Okay. This guy is the guy who's got the shield and the spear on the same one. He'll be your heavy hoplite.
Hoplite, yeah.
So it looks like you've got the option of hoplites, or what was it?
Well, they're both hoplites, but
you got medium hoplites.
I've got medium
and heavy hoplites.
and heavy, yeah.
So they're not the Spartan
Crypteer,
are they?
No, because they've got posher helmets, the Crypteer, looking at it. Yeah. And looking at what we've got on here, they look almost...
So I reckon in my set, those weren't meant to be Marines. I reckon they're meant just to be the heavy hoplites, the hoplites. So I might take mine as those as well. But I'll see what's on their website. If they've got like Marines and those guys, we'll get some of those as well. Yeah. They're cool. But for now, so it's heavy and medium.
Heavy and medium hoplites, yeah.
So these go together exactly the same as the Athenian ones. These are exactly the same models, apart from you've got the Lombardas.
Yeah.
So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they'll be used by them. This guy's the lighter guy. So he will go with them. So that'll be his shield. And then you'll need a shield for your general. So that's where that works out. So what we'll do is we'll just stick these guys together because it's almost exactly the same. The only thing that's different are the heads look different, but they go, the bodies and everything go together exactly the same way. And then we do have this cool. I like this cloak that you've got.
Yeah,
that's cool as well.
I'm going to keep that though because I might, get some more and.
Oh yeah, because we've got the core set as well.
Exactly.
So you could easily make a Spartan hero. Right, so we will see you at the side of this then, because there's no point in us doing exactly the same thing as we've just done. So we'll just go ahead and stick all these together, and then we're back and show you the final Spartan project.
Yay!
Okay, so we finished putting the Spartans together. So here is the Spartan general.
That's Meonis.
It's a cool model, that one.
He is actually. He's very cool. I like him, and I like the 2 other guys as well.
These 2 guys.
Yeah, those 2 guys. He's in the middle of them all.
And him as well. And obviously these guys are the same as mine.
Yeah.
They just have the
shields.
Spartan shields.
Yay.
They look alright.
Yeah.
And then there's these guys who are the heavier hoplites. Hoplites?
I don't know who they're meant to be, but they don't look Spartan.
You really don't think they look Spartan, do they?
I think they look like a mismatch of Viking and something else.
Norman would be the 2 I'd put them together with.
Yeah, I don't know. They just look barbarian-y, kind of. They don't look...
It's all the hair, I think.
Doesn't look right. That's
that's the Vitrix plastic as opposed to the War Banner metal. The War Banner metal ones, I think, look the part.
They do.
I think the Vitrix plastic ones. The Athenians I didn't mind so much, but there was a lot of beards.
I don't mind the beards.
I don't normally attribute that with Greek sort of like armies. I don't know, but then maybe they're more of a mishmash than I give them credit for. I mean, a lot of my influence of what Spartans should look like is probably from 300.
Yeah.
They're all pretty clean shaven.
Not really clean shaven. I'm thinking more like
not beardy anyway.
Well, I'm thinking the beard that Leonidas has. It's like a pointy-esque beard.
It's cleaner.
And then the braid round the side of the head. That reminds me of Sparta. That's what the Greeks look like. Those guys...
The one thing I will say is, I don't know whether they are, in reality they look like this or not, but if they're oiling themselves a lot, that hair's going to get in the way. And they did oil themselves a lot.
They did. They did. To me, the braids on them, I mean, like him, he just reminds me of a Viking.
Yeah, they do a very
They've
Viking.
got plaits,
Yeah.
and it's not right.
There's one thing that's different on these models is the heads are 2 parts as well, apart from this dude. The heads are like 2 parts, where you got to stick the hair on, and then
Yeah.
that was a bit fiddly. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Kind of agree. I do know that Warbanner are making more and more models, so these guys could end up being like raggedy veterans.
Yeah, or just people that have just picked up a Spartan shield and
wannabe
Spartans.
Spartans.
Wannabe Spartans, yeah. I think that's what they look more like to me.
So that's the 2 box sets done. The main core set is here, so we'll probably split this in half. So we have 2 units of peltists.
Helots for me.
There'll be helots for you, peltists, slingers for me. Then we have 2 sprues which are the same. So these are hoplites. These are like your bog standard hoplites. They're very similar, but they do have different heads to the 2 sprues we've just put together.
Yes.
But again, they go together in a similar way. You got these guys, then you got these guys. With the one arm missing. This is almost exactly the same build. And then we have another sprue. And this one is one that's got javelins on. And these like javelin-esque shields. As opposed to the... So there's enough to make 2 stands of those. And then there'll be like 2 guys left over.
Yeah.
So you can make like... It's the same with these. There's enough to make 2 stands. And have 2 guys left over. So the 2 guys left over could be heroes.
Well, I've got like
yeah, and I've got a cloak.
A cloak in there actually that I could use.
So what I might do is just divide them up like that. There we go. These shields are interesting. I don't know, are they fitting? They're like remind me of like Roman auxiliary shields, or like just like Persian shields.
Persian actually, they remind me of.
Yeah.
Because you know those helmets that you've got that've got like a bit at the top.
With the
Phrygian.
Those remind me of Persian helmets.
Yeah, they're like Persian helmets. Yeah. Mithrates.
I would assume it's the randomness is maybe they were either inspired by Persians or they fought Persians previously and nicked them.
Yeah.
I would imagine a lot of equipment got stolen and repurposed.
Probably, yeah.
Especially if you were like weren't an army as such, because you were a conscript, kind of like you were drafted into the Athenian army anyway. I mean, the Spartans had professional soldiers.
They did.
But I imagine if you were drafted, you brought whatever weapons you had.
Well, yeah.
Maybe the military did augment you a little bit if you didn't have something, but if you had your own personal weapons, I imagine you were expected to bring them.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so.
That's what I imagine anyway. So there we go. So that is our first frame, sort of look into Mortal Gods. What we'll do now is obviously split these guys up, put them together.
I've read the books.
And we need to have a good read of the books. I'll probably come back and maybe play some of the scenarios. I don't know what, before or after we've painted them, I don't know. But
not sure. We'll see.
I might, because I don't normally like playing with unpainted models, but I might make an exception this time just to get some games on. Okay, so hope you've enjoyed this. Hope you've maybe answered a few questions about what's in the Mortal Gods boxes, if you had any, or if you've never seen it before. The game that I've read so far looks like it does play a little bit like Medal of Honor. Test of Honor. Medal of Honor, the computer game, that's how it works. So basically it's like, whoa, no, ignore that. Test of Honor, if you've not seen that before, we did play that on our channel a little bit. We never really finished that one off though, unfortunately.
We didn't.
But hopefully this one, because all the models are built on this one, and it's more like skirmish battles rather than the way we were playing where we're building forces up. This time the forces are built, I'm just going to throw them at each other basically. So stay tuned for that. Please put in the comments anything you want to see us do with this, and please like and subscribe basically. And stay tuned for some more cool things at the beginning of this new year.
Yay!
Okay.
We'll see you soon.
See you soon, guys.
Bye.